the population of Bodø Glimt can enter into San Siro Stadium 1. They are off season 2. They're the first Norwegian side to ever win a knockout tie.
No one is saying that it's not an accomplishment that they beat Inter Milan or Manchester City. We're saying that the resultant effect, it's a story that will be told for 24 hours. After that, nobody remembers.
And it's not an accomplishment.
Wait, no. I'm saying that it's a bigger story when a club like that wins the UCL. That story will be told for a very long time.
Excuse me, how come?
As compared to a one win against a Manchester City.
As Arsenal won the Champions League.
This is Sports Zone on Lagos Talks 91.3.
But let me ring the bell for Bodø Glimt.
Oh yeah.
Beating the people that are sitting miles ahead on top of Serie A. Home and away.
No, but when you say it this way, for somebody who didn't watch the game, they will think that Bodø Glimt was all of that and whatever else.
All of that and a cup of coffee or all of the slice of cake.
Inter Milan was a better side. They were a better side. Inter Milan just could not put the ball past the line to get in the back of the net. But when you talk about chances created, Inter Milan had them both.
Excuse me, please let me give a wonderful analogy. What you have just said is our guy who marries a beautiful woman and cannot get her pregnant.
That's not his fault.
That's apples and oranges.
Exactly.
Apples and oranges.
Because
totally.
You tried and oranges. They tried and tried and tried.
It could be the woman's fault.
Apples and oranges.
Whatever. But the major thing, it ain't happening.
But in your comment, you're blaming the man.
I'm blaming Inter Milan for being impotent in front of goal. It's a wonderful day.
But in this case, it might be the woman's fault.
No, but in Inter Milan's case, they were impotent.
They were not important.
They were impotent
because they created the chances.
But they created the chances,
but they just could not score.
How many goals did they need?
They needed
like 3
or 6.
But Bodø Glimt was not the better side. They were not the better side.
But Inter keep doing the same. If you keep trying the same thing, it's not working. Change your style. You just keep crossing. And those guys had top players. They're just removing it. Yeah. You cross again, you remove it. But the guys have tried it. They beat Dortmund this season. They beat Man City this season. Last year, they beat the winners of the Europa. They lost Europa.
Mistake by Akanji led to that goal.
And
it just seemed like they could never come back.
The goal that Inter scored, they were even trying their best not to score that goal. Ball was going to the net. Somebody used leg to remove it.
It still crossed the line. It still crossed the line.
You needed technology to help them.
Once that mistake they knew was done.
Yeah, they were.
Because even though there's no away goals, count, triple or anything, you understand. But they knew. But you have to give it to their off season.
Yeah,
you understand.
These guys lost to Tottenham last season, semi-final, Europa League. Tottenham won the Europa League. Their pitch is artificial tough. So it's not as if it's a standard pitch. I know, and obviously they're doing a few good things. Yeah.
No, they're doing a lot of good things.
For them to they're not the only one. No, they're not the only team doing a lot of good things. It's just that their own is working.
No.
Their own is working.
You see, don't damn with faint praise.
No,
the population of Bodø Glimt can enter into San Siro Stadium 1. They are off season 2. They're the first Norwegian side to ever win a knockout tie. In UEFA, I mean, they're brilliant.
They haven't done anything extraordinary.
Sorry,
all they've done is defeat a couple of big teams along the line. But that's where it ends. That's where it ends. If they eventually go on to win the UCL, then we have a story. That they beat Inter Milan, beat Manchester City. It's no big deal. It happens.
If this was athletics,
these kind of results happen occasionally in a major tournament. It happens.
But if this was athletics, you will rate them as personal best. That is a record.
And that's what
at the end of the day,
you're beating all these people.
A personal achievement.
A personal best that doesn't get you on a personal best that doesn't get you on the podium What use is it?
But you set a record that
exactly
year.
You set your national record.
That's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter because in the game of football,
it does.
It does.
If you ask if you set a record this year, that encourages you to go further the next year.
That's what I'm saying. If they go on to win the UCL, then we have a story. But that Bodø Glimt defeated at some point City, defeated Inter Milan. These kind of things happen in football. It's not the first time. It's not the first time.
You say the only time I say they've done something good is if they win the UCL.
Yes, that's when the story. That's the story.
No, but for us, the story is get us to the final.
Who's us?
Super Eagles.
No. That's not the story.
Not to win now.
Not to win.
That's not the story.
No, I mean, what was the target to the coach?
You know what, Charles?
The target to the coach was to win.
You were the stadium, when Mamlodi Sundowns take Remo Stars brushed it, Can you imagine if Remo Stars had beaten, because this is the equivalent, Remo Stars beating Mamlodi Sundowns home and away?
It will not be a big deal.
It won't be a big deal.
What is that?
Big deal.
What is that?
They are not underdogs.
What is that?
It will not be a big deal.
It won't be a big deal.
It will not be a big deal.
You guys, I think.
What will have been a big deal for a team in Mauritania?
What will be a big deal is if Remo Stars gets to the final of the Champions League and then defeat one of those big teams.
No, guys, I don't know.
That's the story.
No.
That is the story.
Are you saying
what are you talking about?
The Bodø Glimt or whatever?
What I'm saying is that the Bodø Glimt win.
There's no big deal.
The Bodø Glimt win is a headliner. But that will be forgotten in 24 hours. If Bodø Glimt goes on to win the UCL,
do you remember?
Kade, that story will be told for months on end.
Remember that last season, Bodø Glimt made the semi-final of the Europa League.
Yes.
How many people have mentioned it?
How many people remember?
We still spoke about
there are 4 teams.
What are you talking about?
And they lost to the winners, and nobody mentioned it.
I beg you.
You know what, listeners, it's your date calling. Please call in and answer. And answer. They call in. Is
it the news round? Do they know the news round?
No, today is today. It's part of this round.
It's not about you not seen it.
I need the listeners to.
I'm checking the script. It's not there.
You are Charles perfect.
It's not there.
And your total, your total wrong-headedness on this topic. It is well.
It's not here. It's not here.
Uche Agus sent in a message. Says, "I beg, give it up for Bodø Glimt. I don't understand why there should be an argument for which team was the better side." Did you watch the game, Uche? My joy was they had an ex-Milanista in the team. Charles, they form a handle. Bodø is making headlines like this. They are on a run and the players will attract scouts. Look, like Femi said, they've been there before. We've seen this kind of stories before. No big deal whatsoever. 24 hours headline, everybody moves on. Bodø Glimt gets to the final, wins the UCL. Up until the next UCL, it's going to be in the headlines every day. Every day.
Are you sure you're not in a way comparing them to us? We see this every year.
They beat Manchester City. Yeah. How many people are talking about the fact they beat City?
Everybody spoke about.
He's talking about only Man United fans.
Because beating Man U felt like maybe it was just
beating Man City.
Sorry, Man City, Man U have been normal.
No, but they beat quite a number of big teams. Dortmund, Madrid.
So what it means is that they are piling up the names.
Man City, Atletico Madrid.
It's a good run for them.
Do you know what it looks like now? Usain Bolt, in the semi-finals of 100 meters is beaten. No, not semi-finals.
He lost now. He only lost to the Nigerian.
In the heat, in the heat, you have an Usain Bolt, and then you have one obscure Nigerian who wins the heat, and then when you get to the major event, the final itself, you know win them.
No, apples.
Who remembers?
Apples. Let me tell you right.
Orange and orange.
No, apples and orange.
It's only orange and orange for you and Charles. Both orange.
Usain Bolt doesn't need to stress himself. All he needs to do is qualify. So he's not in a hurry to do anything. So you will still meet him ahead. But these ones, they will kill themselves to make sure that they qualify. And yet
we're saying the same thing now.
But these ones, they will kill themselves to make sure that they qualify. And yet
we're saying the same thing now.
Knocked out.
Yes.
Inter Milan. They're the first Norwegian side ever to win.
They give them awards.
And they give them awards. They collect awards. Collect awards.
Was
it not historical when they beat Manchester City? Was it not?
Yeah.
And then people remember that win.
Hold on, let me. You identify with
what consequence is that win?
Imagine in the days of Bashali. Imagine Bashali beating Muhammad Ali.
Hey, beat him now. That's one more fight to beat him now.
Beat him, deck him.
If you beat him, collect title. That's a big deal.
That's the story.
So beating Muhammad Ali not been a big deal.
That's the story.
I don't know.
When that YouTuber beat Mike Tyson, how many people talk the story after the fight?
Mike Tyson did beat.
Mike Tyson and Mike Tyson.
Let me use this to hold on a sec. Let me use this to segue to one of our callers here who I was very impressed with. His diction, his articulation was fantastic. Chukwuemeka was from Ontario.
Not Chukwu, just Emeka.
I'm sorry?
Just Emeka.
Why didn't Chukwu his name?
I don't know, but it's the same thing. It's not Chukwuemeka. And anyway, and he spoke about, it was in the news yesterday, that fraudulent fight that's coming up in September between Manny Pacquiao and Moneyman. I mean, it's even when they fought, and that's a fantastic point he made. They were over the hill when they fought.
They
were over the hill then. Now they rip people off even in that match. Now they want to do it 11 years. Manny
and Mayweather
and when they fought that time, they fought about 5 years when they were past their peak. Now they want to fight 11 years. They total rip off. Just wanted to.
Well, you go watch
out.
Watch those two old men fighting.
You go watch her because suppose you go discuss her when you reach here. You go discuss her for you.
We go discuss her.
Logan.
I go see highlights now.
We discuss Logan Paul.
Exactly. I discuss her now. Watch Robbie. I was happy that Anthony Joshua busted his jaw though. The guy too they talk.
By the way, I hear Paul Logan has undergone another surgery as a consequence of that fight.
Oh, that blow.
Another surgery.
Okay, well, sorry about that. I take that back, and you're not happy with violence. Well, I wonder how Anthony Joshua is doing though. How is he going to watching 12 of his close?
But he's been training. That's fine.
He's been trying.
Yeah,
Is
the training, is it just to get by? Is it like therapy or?
Yeah, possibly. Really talk about training. Therapy. Yeah.
He's not retiring from the sport.
Well,
he's
I
not
hope he fights
retiring.
again, but that's a terrible
thing. And I think getting back in the ring should be a way of remembrance and
honoring
his friends who died. I don't think retiring is the best thing. He might not win before afterwards.
I don't know.
Good morning, Uncle Shegun. You should know that Femi would always support his father.
Yes.
So you're just wasting your time arguing with both of them. Okay.
Bessie, sit down and type this message.
Yes.
No, it's fine.
Who said it? Yes.
Uncle Shegun, just record this date and we'll wait until Uncle Charles or Femi won't talk. Say Pesero. We no win anything. Better shell. What kind of message is this? Seriously, what kind of message is this one? Yinka from Obaniko. What kind of message is this?
Did you see me?
I don't know. We never can say your hands were under the table.
Guys, you can imagine two of them are frowning.
How is a manager judged? How do you judge a manager? And they look you.
Yeah, they look.
Because his message is in support of you.
Is this so how? Is this so how?
Okay, just answer me this. How do you judge a manager's performance?
On performance.
Based on what?
Where you reach in a football competition.
Okay, so where did Shell get to?
Semi-finals.
Where did Pesero get to?
Final.
Okay.
But I prefer the style of football.
No. Just ask. No. You agree that the manager is judged by performance, by what they accomplish. Yes. That's where it ends.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good morning, men of the zone. I beg, what did they share in the studio? Of course, it's a big deal for Dodo to knock out Inter Milan. If
Bodo.
Dodo.
This one the team food.
If Remy, he says if Remo beats Sundowns or Al Hilal, it's a story. If Nigeria beats Argentina or France in the World Cup, it's a record. Yeah. But we know they go World Cup. Bingo. One day you guys will get it.
No.
Good morning, guys. Shegun from Ejigbo. Using Charles's logic, which I agree with, Raw, Shell, and that white coach that took us to the final last year didn't do anything for the Super Eagles because they didn't win anything. Only the last Stephen. Only Keshi did something. Only Keshi did something. Okay. Uncle Shegun, please leave Charles and Femi alone. Don't let them whine you. You don't forget, saying that Charles, they feed Femi.
I wrote that.
It's Ramadan, so
God.
Charles has a month off.
I wrote that.
But Femi is loyal.
Oh man.
Oh, boy,
Tuburu from Canada. What Bodø did is a very big deal. Only one team will win the Champions League, but along the way, some teams will achieve unprecedented feats. Please, Charles and Femi shouldn't downplay the achievements.
What's that, bro?
We have a break. I don't.
And let me correct an impression, because it just seems like when you want to hear something, whatever else is said after that just doesn't register. No one is saying that it's not an accomplishment that they beat Inter Milan or Manchester City. We're saying that the resultant effect, it's a story that will be told for 24 hours. After that, nobody remembers.
And it's not an accomplishment.
Wait, now. This is part of the reason why people don't hear well, when you continually interject.
No, but it's the truth, because you are twisting
I'm not saying that it's not an achievement. It is. I'm saying that it's a bigger story when a club like that wins the UCL. That story will be told for a very long time.
Excuse me, how come?
As compared to a one win against a Manchester City.
Has Arsenal won the Champions League?
No.
So how do you expect a team like Bodø Glimt to go on and win the Champions League? The fact that
do you know what a story is?
You are diminishing
what a story.
No, you are diminishing Charles.
You are
diminishing your achievement.
No, they're not diminishing. No,
that's what both of you.
So let me use a good example. No, they can.
They can't.
Let me use a good example.
They can never win the Champions League. In the history,
how many years have Porto won the Champions League? Twice. Right? Of the 2 times, which is more popular? The second one. Because of how that feat went. And we still talk about it till today. What we're saying is that yes, what Bodø Glimt has done is good.
No, do you know how small? Excuse me. Do you know how small Bodø Glimt is? Bodø Glimt is a village. The population of Bodø Glimt, check it please.